Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and today we're starting our new Sun Jian Let's Play on the channel. This will be a This is Total War campaign, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, This is Total War is an in-game achievement that requires you to declare war on every single faction that you have contact with on the turn that you meet them, and for you to remain at war with them during the entirety of the game. So it is quite challenging. Since we take away all diplomatic options, there will be no trade deal, no marriages, no selling, non-aggression pact, and no peace during the entirety of the game. And since we're playing on Legendary, the AI is going to tunnel pretty hard on us. So survival itself is going to be at risk. I can't promise that we will come out of this campaign alive, but we'll give it our best shot. And we're going to do it with Sun Jian in a 190 start. And the reason why I picked Sun Jian for the 190 start is it's probably the only faction that I can think of aside from Yellow Turbans that makes sense for this is a total war, since we do have the South as a backup. If I attempt it with a faction who's in the middle of the Central Plains around all the enemies, we're gonna get wiped out pretty early. It does make it more challenging, but this is already challenging enough in my opinion. And also story-wise, I like to roleplay a little bit when I play Total War 3 Kingdoms, and the 190 start for Sun Jian is perfect for this type of role-playing, because at the start of the game, Sun Jian historically has just left the coalition against Dongzhuo, and he has departed south towards his homeland past the south of the Yangtze River. And the reason why he did this is because in the ruins of Luoyang, where Dongzhuo have just burned down the capital, Sun Jian was the first one to arrive at the ruins, and from the ruins he dug up the Imperial Seal, which is the symbol of the mandate of heaven by the emperor. Basically, he has to stamp the seal on all documents to issue his command, so symbolically this seal gives you the right to claim yourself as emperor. So what we're going to do is hypothetically arrive back in our homeland with the seal and quote-unquote declare ourselves an emperor in the south. Obviously the game has its own rank for king, and we're not going to get all the benefits of being an emperor right away, but we're going to get all the negative factors as all the AI are going to be attacking us, thus justifying our This is Total War campaign. This is also the first Let's Play where I will be using a few mods. As you can see already on this interface, our flag is already very different from the base game flag. That's because I'm using 4 mods here. There's a better battle camera mod that will allow us to zoom out a little better during the battle phase. There is an alternative flag and faction color mod that I'm using. So here we're getting a new color. We're the orange color faction on the map now, and they're playing into the fact that our title for our background is called the Tigers of Jiandong. So we're getting this tiger flare on our flag, and you have the tiger emblem there with our surname Sun in the right corner. All the major factions in the game will get these very awesome looking flag that relates to their faction, as well as 2 minor non-playable characters with this mod. And lastly, we're going to use a mod called S.A.D Puzzle Illustrator for 190. Now for those of you who are interested in these mods, I'm going to put a link to all the mods I'm using in the description below. And for that Illustrator mod, what it does is it provides 254, I believe, around 250 character portraits to be added to historically relevant characters in the game. And once we jump in, you're going to see those effects taken immediately. Now, unlike the Make Them Unique, which also changes their model in the battle, the Illustrator mod only changes how they look on the character panels and on their icons, which I feel like is good enough considering the mass amount of portrait that it does change. Over 250 is quite a lot, and some of them are really well done, some of them are so-so, but it's very impressive for a mod, and I hope everyone gets to enjoy that. And the last mod we're using is just a Illustrator Change Enabler mod that allows you to override the original illustrations to put those new illustrations into effect. And I'll link all those in the description below together. So let's try to jump into game first by introducing Sun Jian's faction. So Sun Jian here is the Tiger of Jiandong. In the game starting situation is normal. We're going to make it very, very hard by doing this. This is Total War. so it's going to be quite challenging here. He is a sentinel, so it's going to make the leader position a little bit weird. We'll talk about that once we jump into game. And his background bonus gives him 25% campaign movement range when starting out in friendly sea regions. So if we do start out in a boat when we're traveling the river or the ocean, we get to move quite far compared to other factions. Not super useful. And lastly, we get +6 morale when attacking. Good, but not great. And next, moving on, we have the faction specialization, which is Heroism. And for Heroism, what we have here is we have a resource that builds up when we cause more casualties than we take. So the greater the ratio of the kills are, the more Heroism we gain. And it's a decaying resource, so we will lose it as we gain it every turn just passively. And it will improve our satisfaction for the characters. It will also reduce recruitment costs and upkeep costs. It's decent, but not very game breaking. We'll get to enjoy this quite a bit because we will be doing quite a lot of fighting. And our unique units are, we have this Mercenary Captain Retinue. This is just a general replacement, so you could summon him with a full retinue of mercenary units instead of a general with a retinue. We're probably not going to use these very much, but mercenary is kind of the theme for Sun Jian here. We have Mercenary Archers available for rank 3 or higher, Mercenary Infantry available starting in rank 1, and Mercenary Cavalry starting at rank 5. So 1, 3, 5 is his levels. It's a little bit different than other faction where it's usually 3, 6. The only thing that's unique about these guys for all mercenary units is that they will come onto the battlefield the turn you summon them at full health. So there's no mustering, there's no waiting around. So they make for really good temporary forces. Very cost efficient if you think about it that way, where you summon them, they're full health, ready to fight, and then you can disband them afterward when you don't need them. So it requires us to have a pretty good economy, and that's going to be a little challenging since we don't have diplomatic trade routes to support that. Our unique building is a mercenary outpost going along with the theme. It's an additional new building. It's a purple building that's only available to Sun Jian's faction. It helps with replenishment. It helps with commerce income boost in terms of percentage boost to commerce, and also increases a few recruitment bonuses for mercenaries in general. We do have a lot of noteworthy characters. We have our 3 kids, Sun Ce, Sun Quan, and Sun Ren. These are in that order: oldest son, second oldest son, our 3rd kid, which is a daughter. And they're all very excellent generals and unique champions, or not champions, but unique characters in the game. It's a Vanguard commander and Vanguard. And we also start out with Fungi, who is one of our most dependable warriors here, unreadable warrior, another Vanguard. So with that said, we're just going to hop into game here, and we're going to be playing once again on Legendary with 40-minute battle timers. So see you guys in the game.
火尽灰飞，点亮夜色。董卓权倾朝野，奸浊世间。洛阳一片火海，诛灭燕患后，朝野混乱。汉室起于鸡心之上，但是英勇之人仍心怀希望，敢与之相抗。 孙坚、孙文台背负着孙氏家族的荣耀，贼臣定将在猛虎面前魂飞魄散。主公，如今洛阳焚荡，庐舍丘墟。
我誓要手刃董贼，为民除害。
董卓劫迁天子而去。 此贼欲倾汉家天下，来与我军抗衡。
那就放马过来，论打仗，我还没怕过谁。
主公勇烈过人，在下佩服，但若想取胜，还望主公谨慎。
有道理，袁术可以为援，此人与其兄袁绍有隙。 奈何时值乱世，我当廉洁世间英豪。孙子曰：“故善战者，能为不可胜。”我可不能错失良机。
主公，江东之虎必将再啸山林，天下风云必将为之变色。
Alrighty, we pick it up right after that. We are trying to head south, secure the Southland, be wary of Nobel and his vassals. We're going to ignore most of the game's vice here because we're doing This is Total War. So what we're going to do is, first mission is to destroy the army in front of us, the Han army with their new banner over there. We do get 3 turns of plus military supplies and morale after this. Not really relevant because I'll be retreating south very soon. We do start out with the event where we get the Jade Seal like I mentioned earlier. And let's see what items we got. We got a military instructor, herdman, stone rooster, and the seal. Not a great haul, but that's fine. Not going to be too picky here. But first, right away, we're going to notice a few mod changes here. So you see this icon? This is Cai Mao. So Cai Mao gets his own portrait, just a little different look than the typical Vanguard look. Let's close the visor out. And if we look into our own faction, you can see that Chen Pu has his own portrait as well, and Lady Wu as well. This is one of the few that I think looks a little weird. I think the makeup is a little bit reminiscent of the Tang Dynasty. I don't know, it just looks a little off for me, but the clothing, very, very nice. And Lu Su as well gets his own unique portrait as well. So we added quite a few portraits, and since the Wu generals are very historically relevant, we get a lot of portraits added into our faction for this playthrough. Before we do anything, what we're going to do is exercise our This is Total War. We're going to be doing this quite a bit at the beginning and end of turns, just to make sure that we are playing to the rules of this achievement. So you see here, we do start out war with Dongzhuo and Han Empire, but we're going to declare war on everyone else as well. So we're going to negotiate. We'll just do it with the head of the leader group here, and the vassals will follow. We'll declare war. And if you notice the flags, it's all changed for the major playable factions. Very, very nice look. Yuan Shao with the twin snake. Alright, although it will be a little annoying to check every turn, it does save us a bit of time because we don't actually have to show any diplomatic screens at all after the declare war. We just have to open it before we end turn to make sure we are at war with everyone. Now I do have a strategy in mind here to approach this, because without a strategy we're definitely going to lose. First thing first, we're going to switch over our heir from our son to our wife. The reason's very simple. He's not of age yet. It'll take him at least 3 more years. I think 18 is still the coming of age for the 190 start, where 16 is for the Mandate of Heaven start. So we're going to swap it to our wife to enjoy the benefit for the next 15 turns, and also because she's a commander and we need some authority stats to help boost satisfaction, and also use all their awesome skills to boost our faction, because we can only really boost it internally. For our leader, we're stuck on a sentinel. There's not much we can do, so we might as well put in a few commanders in to help that out in the early game. So we're going to make her heir. Alright, so that's done. And then we're going to change over some items as well. So in the beginning, we do have a stone pig as well in the beginning. That's interesting. We do have bonuses on this item. You get prestige faction wide, you get authority, you get satisfaction faction wide, and we get morale when defending. So we're not really going to defend early on with Sun Jian. So what we're going to do is actually give it to Lady Wu, since the satisfaction will help her. It'll just help everyone, and also she gets more authority points, which should help make the go up a little bit more. If we can gear her correctly, maybe we can get it to +6. If we have any item with... No, we don't have any more items. So it's a little bit of shame. We're 1 point short to go to +6, because I believe 100 is the break. +10 on him, 86. Yeah, it's not going to work on him. We are going to keep this sword though, because it's very, very strong. We need it early on for the fighting. And we do start without the builder. The builder is very, very good if we get administrator. The -1 construction time is going to help a lot. And there's a set bonus that can give you another -1 construction time if we can get the Jade Snake. We will take some extra instinct and some extra instinct here as well. It's the same thing. And since Fungi is with us, we'll pop on the items for him. And I think the weapon is fine. Maybe a little extra charge on this would be okay, because we're going to be using him to charge the enemy quite a bit. And we do have a few items left over that we're just going to keep in the inventory for now. So that's taken care of. And then we're going to see how we approach the game. So on the map, we are currently still north of the Yangtze River. We're trying to go south towards Changsha, where is our home. On the way are the Han Empire. And what our goal is, we got to fight these battles manually here. And the reason is we need to build up some heroism points early on. So to do that, we have to kill more than we lose. So we're going to just fight them manually here. So let's jump in here. Alright, we're loaded up in here, and with the new battle cameras, we get this really tall overhead look, which was not possible before. And also you can zoom in really, really deep. I'll try to mess around with it to give us a more cinematic view, but I will be microing pretty hard to get us the result that we want here in this battle. And we're going to use our generals quite a bit. We're going to use our archer quite a bit as well, and we'll try to use our cavalry as well. We will not be dueling them. The reason for that is we don't want to kill the general in case we can recruit him afterward. So we're going to be turning off dueling. Let's start. Let's launch these guys forward. Since we don't have siege weapons, they're not really going to come up to us, which is fine. We could loop the cavalry around a little bit, but there's really no opening. They have archers as well, so we're going to be careful here. We'll follow these guys up a little bit. So we want to harass their archers without losing our generals. They can lose health because we're going to pull them out of the battle after turn 1. Now obviously if you're going to try a similar attempt, or if you're going to play Sun Jian's faction, delegating these battles would also work. You'll still get a fair bit of heroism points, just you'll get more if you micro correctly. And we're going to try to do that. The goal is quite simple. Don't run into the spearmen and run into the archers. And then we're going to inch these guys forward slowly. And I want the general to come towards us, which he will do. Well, I like their little angle formation here. The AI will try to brace against our cavalry, but if we don't click on a unit, they don't know where to brace. So we can get around pretty easily. We can even do this, you see, if they don't know, they're not braced from behind. So we just can get a free charge, and then we just pull away. We want to pull the general away so we can double team him. We want to be patient with the unit. We want to knock his morale till it's low enough where he retreats. Now we're not getting much damage on him. So let's work around against these units as well. What you don't want to do is click them. Once you click them, they know you're coming and they'll brace the correct way. AI is very good at bracing the right direction. Much better than human player. So once again, we threaten. Now they're looking at us, so we don't go for them. We go for the one that's not. Now we don't have any, we have one here for splash damage, but we'll use that when we get surrounded by accident if the spear units get us. Alright, what we want to do now is loop out. We also have to test range. We don't want their range unit to run into us and shoot at us. That's how we get casualty. Just be patient. We can hide in the forest when we want. Okay, so the general charges you. That's... Ooh, he stopped. Right, we need some time. No rush. We can even get them over here. We just gotta be careful. Maybe we should loop this way so we don't get into the archer's range. And fatigue is definitely a factor. You can always check fatigue on them. They're eager, but they're winded right now, so we can just rest up a little bit. It's all good. Now, once you can route the archers, you can send in your archers to kill the G militia for free. And we just don't really bother with the champion at all. That way he, you know, withdraws from battle when he doesn't have morale once his units are gone. Alright, is our cavalry into the forest yet? Yeah, we can get into the forest and then we can get a better angle here. Yeah, the only thing you could do wrong here is if you run into the enemy spear units. Alright, if you get one that breaks away like this, just chase. Just chase. They'll die. Don't let them fire. Don't let them fire. And our unit should fire once they get into range. We just don't want to give them a break. Keep chasing. We can stay on him. Alright, now they get shot. They're going to lose more morale with the new changes. Yep. Then right here, we just finish them first. We don't want to worry about this guy. Make sure they're on guard mode so they don't chase. Once we eliminate the enemy range weapons, we can abuse our range weapons. Alright, and you want to kill every single one, because we're talking about every single casualty that we inflict is going to be extra heroism points for us. And why do we want those heroism points? Because we want early game satisfaction boost. That's what we really need, because that's always been an issue on Legendary. You start out with plus 10 points of discontent. Okay, we can speed this part up a little bit. And I don't really want them to run into my cavalry. I don't want them to see them, or else the archers just open fire on them. Alright, I guess routed unit can't expose them. That's great. If they're going to come at us, we're going to pull everyone back. I don't want them to come at us. We want to use our generals. Alright, we killed everyone. Let's charge out. They don't see us. That's why they're kind of trying to move forward. They smell weakness. Alright, we just got to get rid of this last group right here. Keep pulling, keep pulling. Once we pop out of the forest, they'll react. Alright, we're out. If I click, you guys should stop moving. Use some logic. I'm coming for you guys. Alright, there we go. Alright, we want to stop a little bit. Swindia has a great horse, that's why he's going to run a little faster. Alright, that's a great opening. We'll ignore the general. They can come back and fire, because we're going to make sure they can't fire at us. Because we'll be right in the middle of them, making sure they rout. We can send our cavalry out, because they can do the chase duty. Alright, shoot these now that they're routed. Stay on them till they're fully routed. Cavalry out. Alright, we'll get the generals on the general very soon. I'm not sure if he'll rally. If they rally, we'll just take some damage, so let's just be safe and chase them for a little bit. We'll take a little bit extra damage from the general, which is fine. Wish the flag would turn white, but it's not. Alright. We'll swap. I think it'll be okay. I don't think they'll rally back in this second. Alright, see, now it's free kills for our archers. Alright, we don't want to kill him. Alright, can we get a nice splash damage here in the middle now? Wish we were a little bit more inside, like this. Fire this one. Alright, stop killing the guy. There we go, look at that. His morale's dropping. Not enough, though. Okay, can we not shoot us? Chase them. We can shoot at him, so he will lose morale being shot at. What we want him to do is lose enough for damage sustained, and also for like losing. Yep. The losing is gonna build up, and then he's gonna eventually rout. We'll borrow one guy here. Alright, the generals are the only one we really want experience on. Alright, negative 56. There we go, there we go. Let's stop firing. It's from the losing. Yep, army loss. Okay. Alright, we did it. It's kind of perfect here. We do want to wait till we chase down every unit, except for this guy, of course. They're done. We're just waiting for them to finish up. It's very tedious, but the early heroism is going to help. Alright, they're done. So let's claim victory here. Alright, so this battle is the easiest one for you to control heroism gain. The battle in the town's much more difficult. So here the ratio is 0 to 480. So we get a big chunk, 16 here. And we captured him because we left him alive. And I am going to employ him because the way our campaign is going to work, we're not going to be able to pick up any, generals from marriages and such. So we got to try to get as many as we can by capturing and employing. He's decent. If you look at his stats, bright, concerned is not bad. So basically decent general. Nothing too great. We don't need to replenishment. That will only heal our generals. We will take as much income as we can. Alright, so our next job is to capture Jiangling town right here. And we gain +5 public order, +25 faction support. Not too bad. And we got 1,000 experience for our first win. And so this is where it's debatable about what to do. We could definitely fight this one onto the battlefield. It's a much difficult fight with the towers to fight cleanly. We could definitely abuse our generals for that. But what I want to do instead is just delegate here, because I think we had enough points. I just want to push it into the next category, because at tier 1 you lose 5 satisfaction, but at tier 2 you gain 5 satisfaction. It's a 10-point swing. It's a very big deal in the early game. And then afterward, +15, +20. So I'm just paying attention to the satisfaction right now. But you see the decay is actually increasing with each level. And it's only 0 to 200. So -8 here is a big deal. Keeping it high requires constant fighting. But the bonuses is pretty good for war. You get recruitment cost discount and retinue upkeep discount. So you could even demand surrender, and the AI would often just surrender to you, but you don't gain any heroism for that. So definitely just delegate here. Take the casualty. You still gain a little bit of heroism, because the entire garrison will always be wiped in a garrison fight. So 17 points here, not too bad. Let's occupy. So we got through this. Our next mission is just to build any building or upgrade any building in Changsha, and our economy grows. This is a key one. We got to time this one right. And we also gain 1,000 for capturing our first town. And now what we're going to do is disband everyone. Even though we're at war with everyone, we're going to disband everyone, because we're going to rebuild down south. We're abandoning Jiangling. There is no way we can hold on to this against every single faction in the game attacking us that we can see. And I don't want to be here, because what happens is you have to declare war on every faction that you know. So we have to limit that. We have to limit how many factions that we know. So pulling south is going to do that for us, because the more we stay here, the more chance we'll see some neighbors, come over. So what we're going to do here is make money from this commandery. We didn't loot it when we captured it because we want to demolish them ourselves. We are going to keep it at a town, because if you downgrade it to a small town, you lose the garrison and the only building slot you have here. You can't get rid of the jetty or the harbor building. so you can't actually play around with that. Keeping it a town is probably optimum here, and downgrading only gives you 300 gold. So we're going to downgrade that, and we're going to recall both of these generals back. It will also heal them. Fungi especially needs some health. So we're all set up here, and we got to start playing around with how we're going to build out here. So whenever we finish a building, we're going to have that bonus. And we do start out with a very nice mail post, but I think what eventually what we will do is actually we're going to demolish this. First, we're going to build a tax collector. It's free. That's all I have to say about it. And also, we have to really pick how we develop our reform tree. We'll talk about that when we get there. And we're going to start getting assignments up. We're going to get Lady Wu working all the time because she needs levels to gain skills to help us boost as the leader. And we have a choice here. Whether we can go for the commerce income boost or save cost and time on construction. Both are very valid. I'm going to stick to this one for now. One, because Lu Su can use a few levels, and two, we have a very nice base commerce income from this building right now. So making 75% of 120 or 90 gold per turn is going to be worth more than the 10% saving on building, especially since we're building free buildings. So that's the plan, and we have a nice buffer here. We're currently at 73 points. So as long as we hover around above 50, we're going to be fine. And our income is doing quite nicely. Because of our rank, we can't mess with taxes. We'll definitely try to exploit every single bit of advantage we can have when we eventually come out. And we recruited this guy, so we can check him out a little bit. He does start out fairly nicely on the skill tree because we can technically make him our first administrator. Because of 20% peasantry income, we're going to be very focused on peasantry and also public order. This is leadership. So never mind. He doesn't have any traits, but he has this skill unlocked. Wonder is it's not that great. But champion overall is something that we need. Wu as a faction, the Kingdom of Wu, Sun Jian's faction, lacks a lot of champion characters in terms of unique characters they get. So having a few champion in the backup is pretty nice. And I don't think he's that expensive. Right, he's only the second tier in terms of salary, so we'll hang on to him. And I think that's everything. Gonna make sure before we end turn. Okay, so see, we would have lost our achievement if we didn't check. So we have to check at the start and end of every turn. We met the Yellow Turban Rebellions because we captured this commandery here. So we're gonna declare war on them. There we go, and you can also see they get some unique portrait added in as well with the mod. So that's it. We're at war with every faction. There's nothing else to do but to end turn. Alright, turn 2. Pretty fast. We have a few things that we need to do. We need to strategically expand south. There's a few issues with Changsha. One is too close to the other factions. That's one thing I don't like about it. And two, it doesn't have a source of food. Tea House, Trade Port are both great commerce sources, but there's no food to help us push it past small city, because it will cost 2 food to go to small city. Right now our food is entirely from this jetty, which we can't depend on because we'll lose it. And we're gonna pop on the free building here. We could wait a turn. It'll be the same build pace, because once this completes, that will also complete quicker because of your economy grows bonus. We gained a right of Jota. That's very, very, very nice. We're going to pass the seal now to him, just because he will do most of the battles. And the satisfaction boost is faction-wide, so she doesn't get any special boost. But if we give her the book, she gets additional 8 by herself. And it's still the +5 because she's missing 3 more points. And Sun Jian will be +5, so that's good. That's pretty decent. We can hand out. I'm not sure if he can come onto the field just because the retinue is a little pricey. Most likely we want him on the field, so we're gonna just temporarily pass this on to him. And that's it for now. Buildings coming along. We got items. Let's see. We got quite a few characters, and everyone gets, most characters get portrait now. So let's take a look at them. Zheng Xuan. Okay, 63-year-old Han Empire. We don't need him. Yang Song. Let's see. Intimidating, honorable. Zhang Lu's faction. Could be a spy. Sentinel traitor. Xia Zhao. Bright, not brilliant. So we'll save money. We'll try to not recruit too many generals. Huan Zhi, he's from Shi Xie's faction. He's quite good. +2 public order. And we said we need champions, so we are going to actually recruit him. 22, level 1. Okay, let's grab him. So, how much does he cost? Ooh, 150 is a little pricey, but that's fine. We can definitely try to make him our administrator as well. Level him up this way. Grab these 3 administrative traits. We're going to stay very focused on peasantry for a few reasons that I'll explain later. So now we have to decide how we expand. We're going to try to expand with just generals. We mentioned this in Sun Jian early play game guide, playbook guide, and that we can use our generals to help ourselves expand. And we're going to just pick a few strong generals. He doesn't get along with Fungi, which is a little awkward. Tremp was pretty high level and also getting a little bit unsatisfied. So we're going to send him out. And we're going to get rid of his retinues. And what we're going to do is just use these 3 generals to start attacking these Han settlements. They should be able to delegate a win. And that's it for us. And before we end turn, we always have to check diplomacy. Alright, we haven't seen anyone new. That's great news. We can't hold off from building an army for forever. We eventually would have to start building armies, but right now we're content. So we don't see they're probably going to attack this first. Whenever we lose this, we'll know to start build up here. Let's continue. Alright, our economy growth pops. Next is recruit 5 units, basically 2 more than our current, which is 3. And we get nice replenishment bonus. We're going to save this for when we need a real army. Now, let's start expanding. It doesn't matter where, whether tea house or armor craftsman. We just want to clear a path going farther south. This will not help us economically, but if there's no one guarding it, we're going to go take it. Basically, if there's no deployed units here, we'll be fine. So we have this build. Let's continue to upgrade it. We get 3 turns to enjoy upgrading these buildings quickly. This one will hold out. And 2 new characters. Let's check them out. Li Xiu. I'm surprised Li Xiu didn't get a portrait. But okay. We'll pass. Yang Po. Humble, that's nice. But you could be a spy, so I'm gonna pass up on you. We have a pretty nice roster right now. I feel pretty comfortable with the roster we have. We could consider sending some other guys out on the field just to get rid of the retinue when we have seasonal deployment slots open. Let me think. Let's save money for now. Alright, we're about to end turn, so just another quick check. Just gotta make sure every time. And let's continue. Alright, spring. We get to pick reforms. So let's talk about reforms real quick. So typically, if you're playing a very regular game with Sun Jian, you want to focus commerce. Sun Jian has the best commerce build in the game because he has a very faction-unique commerce bonus that no other faction has. So going down, this branch, going for this and this are all great choices. And they work very well in the early game too, because when you go down this branch, you get trade routes. But we have a very special case. We don't have trade routes. We have no access to them. So instead, we're going to take this approach where we go for peasantry buildings, because we also have no food. And what we want to do ideally is to scale up through peasantry building with the 1.4 changes, with some of the yellow branch and the red branch, because we'll be fighting a lot. So what we're going to do is to actually start out here. It doesn't give us any bonuses right away, but long run, I think this will be excellent. And I think we'll go this next to get the recruitment cost discount. Actually, maybe we want this now, so we can get deployables. Alright, let's get this now. I'm not sure we can wait 5 more turns before we have to summon the army. I feel like trouble is coming. Alright, we got ourselves a white stout. This is what we need. So, she has 97 plus 5. We want it over 100. So the horse upgrade will give her plus 4. And there we go, plus 6 satisfaction. All that work for 1 point. And we're gonna launch our attack here. Ooh, Lu Fan. We're recruiting him for sure. He also gets a portrait here. He's the Go Master with the bonuses to Silk and Spice, and he has a fondness to our faction, so he often shows up. Let's recruit him. Now, do we need another commander? We're gonna pass. This is very likely a spy because Dongzhuo is one of the few factions that can send out spies right away. So let's attack. These fight just delegate as long as you see the victory here, because you'll wipe out all the garrison and you can't lose any generals, so it'd be a very good heroism game. 13 points. We'll occupy. Now, we're not going to invest too heavily in this. The more you upgrade, the better item and the faster you get armors, but we don't have the resources early on to do that. What we are going to do is recall generals to heal them. Now, he can heal in 3 turns, but so I think we'll hold on to him for now so they have movement next turn. And our goal is just to keep going down south. I want to cut a path all the way to here. This is Nanhai. That's where we want to go. We want to bounce around Tea House, Toolmaker, get all these counties all the way till we get to Nanhai. That's our backup plan. If we can hold Changsha, that would be great. But in the case where we don't hold it, we have some backup plan down south. Over here, we're going to continue to upgrade this. We're not going to spend any cash on this commandery that we are guaranteed to lose. And that might be it. And before we continue, we're going to check diplomacy. And it's a great thing we haven't seen anyone new, so let's just go to next turn. Alright, so we get our first challenge to destroy these 2 vassals of Nobel. And Path of Glory, we're probably not going to get this until very, very late game, but the mission will stay with us, and the bonus will stay with us once we get there. And our first story dilemma is here. The Imperial Seal. Because we have it, Nobel is demanding it from us. And we can either give the seal away, lose the seal, and get diplomatic points with Nobel, or follow the story historically and declare war on him and keep the seal and build diplomatic relationship with Yuan Shu. For us, it's a win-win since we're already at war with Nobel. And we can get some diplomatic points with Yuan Shu out of this, which doesn't really matter. But we're definitely keeping the seal. And this is what happened historically that eventually gets Sun Jian killed in an ambush fight with Nobel's faction. So here, we're going to continue our expansion plan. We could reach it, but what we're going to do is go here. Yeah, we actually can't reach it. It's a little bit off, which is great because we're going to pop our heal generals right back on. Doesn't have reach yet. But what we could do is actually recall Sun Jian. And you see that the movement bar? The movement bar refreshes for the general you summon this turn if the lead general who was in the army gets recalled. So now we just summon a different general. We're going to spend a little bit of cash and get him out, get him some experience. And we'll keep his retinue for the battle. Even though they're probably all going to die, it's going to hurt our heroism a little bit, but it might help us win the fight. I'm not sure that level 1's like strong enough to help us win the battle here. Let's put this on him. Just no confidence in beating the tea house garrison here. See, valiant defeat. So we needed Sun Jian here. This is what I was worried about. We could just fight this. We can just micro our generals to win. So let's jump into this fight. Alright, we're loaded up in here. Tea house is not hard to fight because there's no towers. We're just gonna micro our generals well and hide our units in the back, which is probably better because we'll actually get more points this way. We could send them out a bit later once we finish off the range units. Same idea as the first battle. Really like the tea house map though, because you have all these tea farm on the, you know, kind of the terrace farming style. It's also funny how all these caffeinated products, tea and coffee, only grows, you know, in certain regions of the world. It's like the hot, humid weather does something for them. Oh, that was really pretty with the way the light in the back kind of looked like a fire burning in the forest. Alright, we gotta be careful here because we don't want to run randomly into enemy spear units and lose our mounts. Do we have any good abilities? Nope, we don't have any good abilities to kill enemies. Sun Jian is our guy for that, but we needed to do this to get movement on this army. Flipping the redeploy, when you redeploy, flipping that movement is going to be very key for you to expand fast. You can use that once you get, you know, a more interesting unit. I think if we have armies just with mercenary units, we can definitely use that approach. Alright, so I believe there's going to be a spear unit here for sure. I think this 3 spear 1 range is the ratio, so we gotta be careful. Alright, we're on a loop. Alright, well, yep, there's one right there. We don't want to click on units. That's the mistake. We want to herd them. We want to herd them into a zone. Okay, so we see all 3. So we can charge. They're not faced the right way. They're not faced the right way. Alright, Fungi might be in a bit of a mess. Oh, he lost his horse. He must have ran to the other group. Alright, let's hope they route this group fast and then they can go help over here. Because Fungi is not going to last very long in there. Fungi is a legendary general in terms of he has his own model, so he's not going to die. He'll lose his resilience. Okay, there's help. Alright, Fungi's morale is kind of cratering. But he did beat back one group. Your buddy Chenpu is here. Come on. There we go. They're gonna chain route. Okay, they're not chain routing here, but they should route. This is the captain unit. They're rallying back. That's not good. He's stuck in this tree. Get a charge. There we go. Oh no, Huang Gai's done. Alright, we could just charge at the archers for free now and ignore them for a little bit and send our archer out over here. Alright, get through, keep charging. Alright, Huang Gai will no doubt rally. Yep. What we're gonna do is just have them come back and shoot them. Their job is just to finish off the archers, which should be pretty easy. Alright, I'm gonna get our archers to shoot at their units. I'm gonna use Huang Gai as bait. lure them out into the open. So keeping these units around for this turn. I mean, they're free this turn. They don't cost us upkeep until we end turn. So since we already paid for them to redeploy, might as well use them. Alright, this is key here. There we go. They're not coming out of the tree line. It's fine, we can go shoot at them. We can come to this side to shoot at them. Alright, they're done killing them. Come back. Fire. There you go. Alright, they don't have too much ammo, so we gotta finish them off before they... Alright, slow down, slow down. Fungi can charge in, because he's ready dismounted. And once they're not braced, because they're busy, they can get a nice charge in as well. We just need to rout them. Could they give a little encourage on their nearby units? Fungi can't take this. Okay, Huangai's routed again. Chenpu needs to get out of there. Okay, maybe not the best plan. Let's whittle them down a little. Maybe we should have gone for the weakest unit instead of the strongest. Fungi most likely rally back again. Yep. Okay. He's kind of like Zhang Fei in this case. Alright, let's try to take on the militia. Run, run, run. Especially Chenpu. I don't want to lose you here. Here. We need you guys. Chenpu needs to run. Can you fight them? Just so Chenpu can run. Run the other way if we have to. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Alright, he's routed, that's fine. I just don't want him to die. He can die. He's just, you know, a Han general that we rallied to us. Let's see if they can win that. Feels like we're gonna lose this battle at this pace. We just didn't have Sun Jian, which is really sad. Let's give it another shot here. Let's see if we can wiggle them away. Alright, run. Alright, we routed this group. There we go. We sacrifice our archers. I'm not sure who's going to win this now. We're kind of pushing our limit here. We're going to chase them till they all die. Okay. We have 3 very injured generals against pretty healthy units there. Their morale's pretty high. We could potentially rear charge if we were not so tired, but we'll buy some time here. Huanggai, oh, he routed. Okay, so, huh? He just ran. Interesting. Let's engage. Actually, I don't want to lose these two generals. We're just gonna give up on this. They can die, it's fine. So, failed attempt at the tea house. Should be fine though. Say goodbye to those units. And we're gonna leave the map as well. Give up on this siege. Failed attempt. Needed Sun Jian. There we go. Alrighty. Good news is we didn't lose any generals. Bad news is we lost. We didn't lose technically. Oh, shameful defeat. I guess we did lose. We get some extra experience for losing. And what we're gonna do is get rid of these retinues, and we're gonna also pull out of the siege. We'll withdraw from the siege. Break siege. And it's gonna be pretty easy. The rest of the way, what we're gonna do is go back to our own territory. We're gonna recall the generals. Yeah, these two didn't have resiliency, so I didn't want to, you know, throw a last-ditch effort there and lose. We're gonna keep Fungi on the field. We're gonna switch to Sun Jian next turn, and then we'll charge at this weakened retinue next turn as well. We do have one free build-up. I feel like I'm not sure if I want to invest in the city itself, so we're going to upgrade this instead with our last turn of your economy grows. And no one's approaching us yet from the north, so I guess that part is not to worry. We do have a level up for our heir, Lady Wu here. We probably want understanding for recruits, or we want the early redeployment cost discount. We could go this way, 2 turn, 2 levels. Level 3 is not that long, so let's do that. I think we're going to be shuffling a lot of units from the bench to the battlefield. That saving is going to help us for that case. I really wish he will level up. He is going to very soon. We need to get this as quickly as we can for Flaming Shot. He's also 1 level away, but it's the same growth. Still needs like 5,000 points. He needs 6,000 basically. It's not really a big difference. Yeah, he's at 2,000. He needs to go to 8. We have reached the limit, so that's fine. We can probably just end turn if we can check diplomacy. Everything's good. Let's continue. Alright, new turn. Jota is here with us. Jota with the portrait. So he is definitely no past loyalties. He's also someone who favors our faction. We're going to welcome him in for historical sake, basically. We're going to recruit Sun Jian this time for sure. We're going to recruit Chen Pu for sure. And then we're going to recall Sun Jian, Huang Gai, because he's pretty hurt. And we're going to recruit our champion. And we're going to finish off this battle. This time, no problem, because they already injured from the last fight. Delegate. It's just a small setback. Alright, we'll occupy. And we'll recall him to heal. And we got ourselves some nice extra commerce income here. And we're going to continue down towards the toolmaker. And we're going south towards Nanhai. That's our goal. And we're saving all these money because we're going to, you know, take over some of these commanderies in the south. And over here, we're fine. Over here, we're fine. We're not doing much to this. We're just waiting for someone to come attack us. Yep, still going pretty well. No one has made a move yet. But it's only turn 6, so it's bound to come. Let's continue. Alright. Infighting. That's what we want to see. We got a Discourse of the State. So excellent item. Excellent item. So this just provides satisfaction. We're going to actually lower her satisfaction a little bit to give us minus corruption. But maybe not. Maybe we don't need that right now. We also have a Book of Song. Did we just get this turn? Yes, we did. We got 2 books. Book of Songs is +6 morale to army. Okay, we're going to give that to whoever's battling. And this will wait because we don't have satisfaction issue right now. And we're not going to have it for a while. We're going to make him commander. There's a reason for that. Go here. Okay. We're going to recruit Fungi back. Recall him. Actually, that's not going to help because we need to recall both of them. So we should have kept one general. So in this case, we're just going to keep all three on the field and just have them go attack next turn. Because even if I recall him, it's not going to work for the trick. Because Sun Jian wasn't freshly recruited. He's the one who was freshly recruited. So we had to remove both of them to get him a full movement bar. So small micro mistake. We are going to upgrade this. We're basically focused on... Ooh, here comes trouble. Ooh, Liu Qi gets a nice portrait. As he does have that sickly look. So we're going to lose the town during the end turn. That's expected. And we're going to have to start thinking about an army here. We really want him to level up before I summon him. And he did level up. Good guy. So we're going to put this on. And we're going to end his assignment so we can summon him next turn. We're going to switch him with Lu Fan. And then we're going to summon our army here to defend. Alright. Well, we're going to mainly feature him. We just need, trebuchets to beat. Ooh, this is strong. This is very strong. Maybe we need a stronger commandery. Like maybe we need walls. That's what I'm thinking. But we're probably not going to be fighting in the commandery, and maybe we do want to just abandon it. Yeah, I'm still thinking about abandoning it, so maybe not. Lu Zhi. Oh, right, because in the 190 star he doesn't. Yeah, okay, so Lu Zhi is a little old, but I'm happy to have him. Respected mentor, also legendary character, so we're just gonna grab him. Shi Yi from Kong Rong's faction. We're gonna pass on him. Guan Chun, he's played from Gong Sun Zan's faction, Han Fu, around that area. Alright, we're gonna pass on him as well. Okay, so maybe Lu Zhi can actually lead the defense here. He's level 3. And he gets his unique unit. Oh, wow. He has... Wow. Okay, that's perfect. We should have checked before we canceled his assignment. So we have Destroyers of Treachery and Defenders of the Empire. Unbreakable frontline unit plus splash attack cavalry. So Lu Zhi is awesome. When he dies, we'll pass these on to whoever takes over his units. I know I'm thinking about his death when he's only 52. He'll live at least 60. So we're good. Well, that's really, really good. We'll give him a few trebuchets and solid. Here, stay happy. Give you a little morale boost. Okay. So we have our general. We're going to summon him not... Maybe we should summon him now. It will hurt our economy a little bit. We're talking about what? 175, 165. They're expensive. 340 for the upkeep. 340 for the upkeep. We'll be down to 2k income. And then we have to do 2 trebuchets for 560. So that's 900 plus probably 2 archers. So that's another 120. So we're talking about 1,000 just for him. But it's definitely worth it. Alright, let's recruit then. Because we don't have that much deployables, seasonal deployables, so we want them out early. And we probably just need another front line. That's what I think. And then maybe some more range units.
万物失节，竟该反思一下了。
5 turns. So we don't have replenishment, so we do want to start now. We could always use these for emergencies, but we do want the trebuchet, so we're gonna recruit them now. Right? We could always just employ these guys if we're level 3, and they'll come fully ready. We want these guys. Trying to balance how many we need to recruit versus what's realistic for our economy. Maybe 2. All right, let's do that for now. Okay, let's take one more turn. Let's lose that Jiangling right now. I'm perfectly fine losing it to Nobel's force there. Nothing I can do about that. Let's continue. Oh wait, let's check. Gotta get in this habit. Don't want any accidents here. Next turn. So Nobel is here attacking us. We're actually gonna play this on the map because I want to inflict as much damage as I can on him. So let's try. It's gonna make this episode a little bit long, but you know, first episodes tend to be a lot of talking. So let's jump in here. Alright, this shouldn't take too long. I just want to whittle them down with the towers so that it make our other fights a little easier. They do have us in a surrounded position, which is very smart because then we can't really loop them. But what's also dumb about this is that they'll take 3 times the damage as they approach us. So instead of looping them, we're going to actually just chokehold them here and let our towers do the maximum amount of damage before we lose. He's coming in this way, he's coming in this way. We can't block any major roads. We can block this one to funnel them in. And over here, we don't really need to block anything. I feel like maybe that's the only one I really want to block. Yeah, we're good. Let's start. Yeah, so now they just have to come in and take a shower everywhere. We could sneak out this way. Once they come in, they can't come out this way. And then use these towers a little bit longer. They have to filter through anyways. Let's go fast here. The goal is not to win. The goal is to buy us time. Alright, we might get shot a little bit. Alright, we'll let them do some damage here. We'll loop them out. Nobel has arrows. Okay, we need to protect that flank from cavalry. Might as well stay. Stop. Alright. Probably not the ideal situation to be in, but I think this is it. This is it for us. 5 minutes of trying to do damage. Alright, once this route, we're done. Alright, another shameful defeat, but that's fine. Every turn, you know, they sit here replenishing. It's a turn bought for us over there. Okay, we lost the town of Jiangling, and that's the real start to our campaign, basically. We did hit Growing Might, so we do get a bonus replenishment boost, which is great. And our future awaits to hold 3 settlements. We already have that. A little boost to our heroism here. And we're going to be able to override the decay because we have +5 every turn once that kicks in next turn. So we should be able to maintain the 2nd tier, which is what we really need. We're going to end our episode 1 here. We are... not much is happening really. We're just trying to break down into Nanhai over here. That's where I want to start. Obviously, it's going to put us in conflict with Shi Xie's faction. That's going to be our first main enemy. we want Nobel to come in and take over some of this territory so that we don't have to see any other factions on the map for a while. And eventually, once we get a nice solid defensive position in the south, we'll be able to retake all these land. And the fact that all the spices are here, and the fact we got Lu Fan, who boosts 100% spice income once we become prime minister, is going to be great for us. So that's our plan going forward. It's going to be a struggle to pull together a decent army. We do want to beat back Nobel a little bit. We don't want him to, be so cocky early on. But that's our plan going forward. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and see you all next time. Bye!